Welcome to my Sitecore Diaries, your ultimate guide to digital experience excellence, your go-to channel for all the things in Sitecore.net and overall DXP. So this is the video from the React fundamentals and beyond. So in this series, what we are trying to do now is we are trying to convert HTML into the React code, a dynamic code. So in last video, we have created the components, but still the data is static and it is within the component itself. Now what we are going to do in this video, so we are going to create a JSON file from where we will be getting a data and we will be making our code, our React component dynamics. Like there are multiple videos, multiple services. So we are going to make it dynamic so that number of items which we will add in the JSON data, like currently 3 services are there. If you added 5 services, then it will be automatically displayed on it. For that, we do not have to make any changes in the component. So we are going to make component dynamic, but we are going to get data from the JSON file. So that is what we are going to do in this video. So if you like the video, please do make sure to click on a like button, to share this video with your colleagues and friends. Until now, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel and click on notification bell to get latest from my Sitecore Diary. So let's start today's video.
We'll start with mapping of our static content with the JSON file. So we will migrate all our static data into the JSON data file. Okay, so basically if you have this HTML and there we will be finding some content there, so that content we will move to the static content, we will move to the data file, so JSON static text file. So it's a JSON which we will be creating. Now if you see here, what we have done is, as per our component, we have created the JSON. Okay, so like header we need a logo and navigation. So logo and navigation, and logo, inside a logo we are given the logo path. So similarly we have created the complete JSON data file. So we are going to see this file exactly how it is done when we will do the actual demo. Okay, but the first point is we are going to create a JSON file from our HTML. Okay, so if you take an example of a services here, so services, we will have a heading and the list of services. So heading is our services and list, and each list will have a ID, title, image, description, link and link text. So whatever the text which you are seeing, or whatever the content which you are going to see on the HTML, that we will migrate, or we will create a JSON file from that. Okay, so this is how we will create a JSON file. So that is the first step, that we are going to create a JSON file first. Then the understanding of a prop. So we are going to use the prop. So what is prop? That for that we have a dedicated videos. If you have not seen that video, you can see it in the you can see that later, and you can find that link in the description, or in this if you are running this in the playlist, this video in the playlist, you will find that video in the playlist also. So just to summarize, props are objects that can be used inside a component to dynamically update its content. So it's basically like in function you pass the parameters. Similarly, props are properties which you pass to the function or to pass to the component. Okay, so say assume that we are creating a services component. So services component in app.js, you will write services, right? So this is how you pass the props. So I'm passing service data, and from where this will come? This will come from your JSON data. So app.js, you will pass this JSON content or services. How it is done, we will see when we will actually see the code. Okay, so we will pass it to the component, and now how you are using the prop here. So this is how you are passing the data to the service component, and within the service component you have services. This is your component and you are passing this service data here. Okay, so this is how you accept the props. So in the curly bracket, open and close curly bracket, you pass the service data. Okay, then we are comparing here whether the service data is available. If it is not available, then we will show that data is still loading, and if it is available, we read it. Like in the services, we have a 2 node here, holding, heading and the list. So from the service data, we are reading the heading data and the list data, and then we can use that data like this. Okay, so when we will create actual component, I will show this code exactly how it works, but this is a basic of a prop. Okay, and prop properties, how it works, and what is its features. That if you want to see, you can go to our video which is specifically to the which is specifically for props. Okay, so at a high level, this is what we are going to do for in our code. Now we are going to use the props. There's another thing which we are going to use is the map function, which you must have used in the JavaScript, but now that we are going to use in the React, because we are going to have some loops also, right? So there are some loops which we need to use. Like in the services, we have 3 services, so 3 times the data will come. So there we also going to use the loop. So you must have used a for each. It works similar way. So map function is a JS array method that creates a new transformed array without modifying the original. So it doesn't modify the original one, but it transforms it to the another array. Okay, so this is also used in the React. So this is how the high level structure or a syntax. Okay, if you have like this services JSON where you have a 3 services, if you see in the list you have a 3 services. So how it work, like you have a map dot point. So array list is your array, and that in that you have a map. Okay, and in map you have points. Okay, so this is how you use a for each also. Okay, so from the list it will map to the point. Okay, and then you have a key point. So this is very important in the React point of view. This is a unique ID. Point dot id is a unique ID. If there is no ID in your list, then you can use the index. So here in that case, point comma index will come. Okay, but now we are using the ID, so you are taking this ID. So what is ID? It is a unique identifier. It helps React to track list items effectively and efficiently. Optimize rendering, so it prevents an unnecessary re-renders. It improves the performance because the only React how it works now. So faster update when data changes. So when there is any data change, it will get updated here itself. Avoid warning. So React requires a unique key for each list item. So if you didn't use this, then it will give you a warning. So it avoids the warning also. So then how you are going to use that value? So now if you see the point is your first element will come here, and that title, point dot title. So point dot image, point dot link, point dot link test. This is how you are going to use it. So it's similar how the for each loop works. Okay, so we are going to use maps. So in this example where we are converting our React code now more dynamic, there we are going to use the properties and the map function. So let's see the actual code. So I am now in the Visual Studio Code. The first thing what we are going to see is our data file. So I have created a data folder. In that I have created a file, homepage.json. Okay, so you simply right click new file and then you rename it homepage.json. Okay, so this is our homepage.json. We will start from the top. So we have a different components. So first is the header. Okay, and then we have a hero banner. Then we have about us, services, videos, contact, and the footer. Okay, so we have created a single file for the data. Okay, for this video we are going to get a data from the static JSON file. Later on we will see how we can dynamically get a data maybe from the API or later on with the Sitecore. So first thing is a header. So if I open the HTML, let me open the HTML also. Okay, I have opened the HTML. So if you see at the top for the logo, we have this image, alt tag, and these menus. Okay, so these are the things which you will need it for the header. So header, we have created a JSON here, we have taken a logo here, we have a navigation and different navigations here. For now we are using a hashtag about, hashtag videos, like that in the href. Okay, later on when we will create actually different pages, then we will use the URL here. Okay, but these are the data which is coming from the static file. So in the HTML it is static, so now we are taking it into the from the JSON. So this is your header. Then for hero banner we have a source for a we have a image source and the alt tag and then the link. Similarly for about us, we have a title, description, points, different points which we display on the page, okay, in the description. Then we have a services. This I have explained you in the PPT also, that we have a heading, then list, then we have 3 services, service 1, service 2, service 3, and all the other fields which we have taken into the JSON. Similarly for videos, we have a 3 videos, okay, we need a title, thumbnail, link, and we have added ID here and the heading here, latest videos. Similarly for contact, we have email, LinkedIn, and the download resume. And then we have a footer where we have a text, the copyright text, and the social links icon 1, 2, 3, 4, that is in the array. So this is how we have created the data file, and it is into the it is into the data folder, and we rename it as a homepage.json. Okay, so this is the first step. Then what we have to do is we have to modify our app.js. Okay, now in app.js, previously we were just having the header, a hero banner, about us, a video, contact us, and footer. Okay, now what we have did is, first thing is this line, we have imported the content from the file which is data homepage.json. So we are importing the data here. Right now it is a static thing, so later on in the upcoming videos or a future videos we are going to make it dynamic. For now it is reading it from the static JSON file. Okay, our goal now is to make the other component, the React components, dynamic. Okay, and then we will move to the making the our data dynamic. First thing which we have done here for the app.js is we are passing the data to the each component using the props. So header, we are passing header data, content.header. So basically if you go index, then if you go to the data file, that is homepage.json, if you pass what you want to pass it to the header is this. So content.header, hero banner, content.hero banner, about us, content.about us, services, content.services, similarly videos, and the contacts footer. So that is the change which we have done here. So if you see here, every component we are passing a data as a prop. Okay, this is the one change which we have done. Now we will see one by one the components, how the components are changed due to this dynamic approach. Okay, so first is about us. So let's see how it was previously and now how I have changed it. Okay, Ctrl+Shift+G will open the solution files. Okay, now about us, open changes will tell you what are the changes which are made. So for the for better view, I'm just copying it. Okay, and I will just put here what are the changes which we have done. Okay, so previously it was like this, React about us. Now first line, if you see about us, okay, so this line, if you see here, what we have changes, we have used the props here. Okay, about us data. Then we are checking whether this data is available. If it is not available, then we are making it, we are showing it as a loading. So data is not loaded. Okay, then here we started with our actual HTML content here. So here also same thing. So section, this will remain same. Here the change data is changed. So now we have welcome to my Sitecore Diaries previously. So here what we have done is about us dot title. So if you remember in the data file, we have taken this in the title. Okay, similarly we have an introduction and then the points. The for points we have considered it as an array. So for the array, about us dot points dot map. Okay, so this is map, points is array, inside that map point. And if you remember, we have ID added for the services when we have seen it on the presentation, but I said that if you don't have ID, then you can use an index. So comma index, so index will get generated automatically. And this is very important, you have to add key is equal to index for every the first element, so that it will not give you warning, as well as it will help you to update your content faster. Okay, then the point is displayed here. Okay, so this is how your about us page has changed. Okay, now we will see contact.js, how it is changed. So as I explain you about this. First of all, we have passed the prop here, contact data. So in this line, we are checking whether contact data is not null. If it is null, then we are showing that component is still loading. Then we have read the values from the contact data. So what are those values? So if you go here, contact data, here we have a contact, heading and the list. Okay, so we have read heading and the list from the contact data, and this is our code which we have modified. The heading, we are using the heading here. So from the data, we are using the heading field here, heading field in the H2, and then we have used again the map function here, as in the data we are having 3 contacts which we want to display. Okay, so here we again use point, map point, comma, index. If you are not using index, you have to use the id. Okay, so even though I remove this index and use the point, that will work. Okay, this is the first element, so we are using key is equal to point.id. So if you see again the data file, id is 123. Okay, it's a unique one. Then we are displaying the image, src image here, point.image. So in the data file, again if I go, image is this path. Okay, then we have alt tag. Then we, here the title was there, so we use the title, and similarly link and this. Okay, so this is the change in the contacts.js. Now we'll see the footer.js. Footer.js, again the same thing. This is the prop which is passed, check not null, loading, and in the footer we have a text and social links. So text, social links we are reading from the footer. Text is here, this copyright inside a p tag. Okay, this I think I have not dynamically made it, but we can do that later also. Okay, and then this div, within this div we have a social icons, and the social icons, the array is the social links dot map, again social comma index. Okay, here we use the index here, key is equal to index, href link is given, the blank target is given. Okay, and then the image, so src. So basically this is the HTML. We just change the static data with the coming from the JSON file. Okay, now let's see header component. Again we have passed here as a prop header data. Okay, we are reading logo and navigation. So if you go back to the data file, in the header we have a logo and navigation. Navigation we have 1 2 3 4 5 items in the navigation. Okay, so here again we used map function. Okay, key, index, anchor, and then this logic where we are using href as navigation item dot href, that is href is hash about us. Okay, so this is how we made the changes. Okay, I'm going to check in this in the GitHub so you can see the exact code here. Okay, so we are using the prop and the map function in this. Then let's check hero banner. It is a small code here also. So we passed hero banner data as a props. We read image and link from the hero banner data, and then that we have used here. There is no map function here because there is no loop we are using in the hero banner. Services, we have already seen this code in our presentation. So service data we are passing as a prop. We are reading heading list, and then we are using the map function here for the list. Okay, key here point.id. Okay, we have seen this in our presentation. It's the same code. And at the last we will see video.js. Okay, here also we are doing the same thing. Videos data is passed here. We are reading heading and the list, and then we are using the map function here, list.map, and we are looping this code for all the items in the video.js. Okay, so this is now our code is looking. So we have app.js, which is look like this, where we are passing the data from the content file, so that is homepage.json file, to each component using the props. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And then the code, we have already seen these codes for all the components. So today we have made this component more dynamic. So data is still static, which is coming from the JSON file, that we will change later in the future videos. Now let's run the application and see whether it's working or not. Okay, so let's go to the terminal. npm start. See, it's running. There is no error. So you have about us, our videos, our services, contact, then you have a download resume function. So this is running successfully. So we, in the first part, we have started with the static HTML, then we created the component in the React. Now in this video we have moved complete static data into the JSON file, and we read that JSON file, and then the code also we have made dynamic in the React component.
So we are done for today. If you like this video, do click on a like button to share this video with your friends and colleagues who want to work on the React. Till now, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing to the channel and click on notification bell to get latest from my Sitecore Diaries. This React series will continue with next week also. We will make the complete code slowly, a dynamic code, complete end-to-end code. We will make it dynamic. So I will meet you in the next week. Till now, happy coding. Thank you for watching.